I am very worried about my wife's behavior. I think she doesn't love me anymore and is cheating on me. I, 27M, am married with my wife, 26F, for 2 years, dating for 6 years, and we have a baby of 7 months. I work at home due to the virus since some months, and my wife started working 2 months ago, changing her completely. She works in a real estate agency and spends all the week out. She works Monday to Friday, 8 hours every day, and when weekends come she takes the baby to her parents' home and spends the whole afternoon there. So she leaves me alone and she says, "You must rest, my love." Nothing else. I do the chores when I have free time and I take care of the baby. When my wife comes home from work, she breastfeeds the baby and goes to bed. We have a TV in our room, so she lies on the bed and watches Netflix or random programs. So her life is work, baby and TV. I try to lie with her, but she just watches TV and doesn't even look at me or hug me when we're together. Our friends suspect she must be cheating, but some say it might be postpartum depression. I tried to talk to her about this and she says all is okay. But nothing is okay when one of her co-workers said she saw her having breakfast with a man who wasn't me. I don't know what to do. I don't want to approach the topic about that mysterious guy, because maybe I can sound jealous and it's just one of her friends. What I should do? This is stressing me. Update edit. I talked with my wife just when she came from work. I was cooking dinner when she came. She had a meeting with an old woman who's her client, and came late. I sat with her in the table and I approached the topic of her behavior. She seemed to take it good and explained that her parents are going to move to another city and that her father went to talk to her on her job place in the morning. The same day her co-worker saw her having breakfast with a man, and she feels sad. I didn't expect that. And she opened up more to me. She said she feels so unattractive since she had our baby and she can't make time to exercise. I feel kinda stupid now because I thought she was cheating by a misunderstanding, when in reality she's having a bad emotional streak. Thanks for the silver smiley face. Hormones and postpartum depression can take on many forms and look many different ways. After my first child was born, I hated my husband. I didn't realize it while in it, but a year after the baby was born I came out of this fog and realized how terrible I was to him. I made a point to take proactive action during and after subsequent pregnancies to not treat him that way again. Have a thorough, deep conversation about it all. She honestly may not even realize that what she's doing is affecting you this way. She could be so caught up in balancing this new life that there just isn't time for you and her. Her hormones can be causing that too, making her not desire that. To me it doesn't sound like she's cheating. It sounds like she's trying to balance new baby, new job / going back to work, self-care, and you're getting pushed to the back burner because she knows your relationship is solid. That was before the baby came. Talk to her in a way that shows your feelings, but coming from a "how can we fix this together," not "you need to be there more for me," because then it's just another thing she feels like she's not managing well, even if it is, and puts more pressure on her to balance yet another thing that she thought was stable and safe. Open, honest communication is key. It's hard to say. On the surface sounds like she's adjusting to life with a new job, a new baby, and a marriage, and is just not doing a great job finding balance. I'd address to her how you feel about the situation. If she's compassionate and understanding of your point of view and makes a concerted effort to do better, that's awesome. If she dismisses your feelings or blows you off, maybe she is cheating. First off, unless your wife's co-worker is a trusted friend, I'd take what they told you with a grain of salt. Like you said, that could have been a friend she was eating with. She is in real estate, maybe she was eating with a prospective client. With that said, my first thought as I was reading was postpartum depression, especially if she is just doing what you described. Work, baby, TV, sleep, with the trips to her parents on the weekend. If she were magically working late a lot, especially Fridays, she was constantly having to go in early or on weekends, or she was going out to do things other than going to her parents', then I'd lean more towards thinking she was having an affair. With any kind of depression, it's not easy working through those things if the one dealing with it can't see it or refuses to admit it is there. Have you tried asking what her parents think? Maybe she has opened up to her mom. Also, maybe get them to watch the kiddo for the weekend so you and your wife can have some alone time. Whether you set up a nice staycation at the house or get a night or two at a bed and breakfast in a nearby town y'all have been meaning to visit, try to arrange time with just the two of y'all doing things she or both of you enjoy doing together. Maybe catch a concert or show. Work on getting that spark back, because it sounds like that's going out as well. Going to bed often and early is a sign of depression. Please help her get a doctor's appointment. Often those with depression don't know how to express how they are feeling. You have a 7-month-old baby? I really doubt she's cheating. And what is her co-worker doing gossiping to you about who she eats breakfast with? The co-worker sounds more sus than your wife, TBH. If it's really bothering you, just ask her in casual conversation. Say so and so at the office saw her having breakfast with someone, and was it, insert mutual friend's name here? And she'll probably say no, it was, whoever it was. Mystery solved. My 27M wife, 30F, threw away letters from exes without telling me. I have a small safe that I keep important documents and such. Taxes, birth certificate, a USB with a flash game I made, etc. But also in that safe are keepsakes. Things like concert tickets and letters from colleagues. This included letters from ex-girlfriends. None of them were sultry or raunchy. They were things like someone wishing me a great time in college and saying how they'll miss me. They were innocuous, but they were important to me. Things every now and then, when I opened it up to add a new tax return or something, it was nice to kinda look through the memories. See where I was and how I've grown. Today I opened up the trash and saw an envelope with my name on it empty and crumpled. I wasn't sure where it came from and, after searching, finally realized that my wife had gone through these things and thrown them away without telling me. She then added letters of her own. Things that I kept around the house, or displayed on dressers already. I feel like it's a gross breach of trust, but maybe I was in the wrong to keep these things. I just feel violated and could use advice. Too long didn't read. My wife threw out keepsakes from old friends and exes and replaced them without my knowledge. Edit, a lot of people seem to be taking the word safe a bit too literally. It's one of those fake books that you can unlock that I keep as a keepsake box. The key is literally sitting next to the box. It's mostly concert tickets and letters in there. I also really only keep my personal important documents in there, so it's not something she has to open up constantly. I have no idea if my BF has any former lover keepsakes, as I don't root around in his things. His office is a flat mess anyway. But if he did, what matters to me is that he puts my letters and cards in a special drawer that he is very proud of, and my first little love note to him from when we were first getting serious is prominently displayed on the fridge. Do you have simple keepsakes like that around the house to remind her that she is the one who you love? I have her letters and notes around the house and a bunch of them on the dresser next to my bed on display. I love them. I'm actually really surprised at the amount of people commenting that it's not weird you had those things and your wife is in the wrong. I mean, as a wife I probably would have confronted you first and told you to throw them away instead of doing it behind your back, but not because I don't trust you, because it feels like it's violating towards our relationship. It is weird you have those letters, even if they're not raunchy. You're either past those relationships, or you're not. I don't see those the same way you do, I suppose. I feel like a person can be past the relationship, while still appreciating and cherishing the memory of it. It in no way lessens my current love for my wife. If my wife and I split up for any reason, I would hope she would take a piece of me with her, as I would want to do with her. I'm going to take an unpopular opinion here. Although I think your wife should have spoken to you about it and not just thrown them away, I find it somewhat weird that you would keep something of that nature from an ex. It's not like she's a casual girlfriend on the rebound from your ex. She's your wife and you vowed to commit to her. It seems weird, and if I were your wife, I'd take it as a red flag, that you're hanging on to the past with your ex and getting so much comfort from it. I feel like it's a gross breach of trust, but maybe I was in the wrong to keep these things. No, you were not wrong. Yes, this was a gross breach of trust. You have a right to keep things you've been given. My friend's girlfriend walked in on him cheating. Let's call my friend Sam, his girlfriend Holly. Sam is my neighbor down the street whose girlfriend practically lives with him. Holly's car broke down months ago and gets help from her friends to take her to / from work. She comes home one night to walk in on Sam cheating on her with his best female friend. She becomes highly emotional and gets into a fit of rage, hitting Sam and the other girl. A few moments later, she comes knocking on my door sobbing and asks if she can have a ride to her mom's. Sam texts me that if I open the door for her he'll end our friendship. I hesitated initially because I didn't want to get involved in the drama, but eventually I decided to give her a ride because she was distraught and had nowhere to go. Should I have stayed out of it, or was helping Holly worth possibly ending my years-long friendship with Sam? Sam sounds like a thunder cunt. Tell Sam that it's not her fault he cheated and that you're not going to stop being decent to her now. If he says the friendship's over, then you're well shot of him. Sam sounds like a terrible person and a terrible friend. People say we are the average of the 5 people we're around the most. I'd reevaluate my friendship with Sam, and thank you for being such a good person. Giving her a ride was not getting in the middle of it, was just being a decent human being, something Sam lacks. What you should do is tell Sam that you are in no way comfortable with him putting you in such a situation where you now need to make a choice. Honestly, I'd be done with Sam cheating on his GF while she's at work and then threatening to end your friendship if you help her. He becomes highly emotional FFS, of course she does. No friendship is worth this nonsense. Sam texts me that if I open the door for her he'll end our friendship. I just love self-solving problems. You don't want to be friends with him either.